of the most important factor that every investor and trader need to know is the Fed. What is the Fed? The Fed is the Federal Reserve Bank. Let's go and look at the Fed. What is it? How does it function? To know the importance of the Fed to the economy, to investing, to trading, to forex market, to countries. Man, the Fed is one of the most powerful institution in the world today. So we need to know about the Fed. Okay, so the Federal Reserve Bank, or the Fed for short, Federal Reserve Bank or Federal Reserve or the Fed is the most powerful economic institution in the United States, perhaps around the world. Why is the Fed is so important not only to the US economy, yeah, in the United States, but also the world? The US dollar is the world reserve currency. If you didn't know that, today you know it. What does that mean? The US dollar is the world reserve currency. That's mean everything you buy in the world market, majority of the world market, 95% around the world in the global economy is done with the US dollar. What does that mean? If you in Haiti, in order for you to buy food in a different country, you need to have US dollar. That's mean you have to buy US dollar to pay the other country will not accept the Haitian good. That's what that means. So the US dollar is the reserve currency. To buy oil, you need to pay in US dollar. This is why the Federal Reserve is become the most powerful institution in the world. Okay, so the Federal Reserve, that is, it acts as a lender of last resort during period of economic crisis in the US. I don't know if you remember 2008. The Fed got to come and save the banking system. The government and the Fed got to come and bail out the banking system. So the economy basically was in a crisis. And what does the Fed do? The Fed use his power of printing money. They have the printing press. You and I, we can't print money, but the Fed, he has the press. He can start printing money today, all right, any day. So that's why the Fed is important. The Fed can also make loans to commercial bank, not the personal bank that we use to open saving account. Those are monsters. Okay, those are commercial banks. They control lending. They lend to smaller banks. Okay, they are the big banks of the world. They lend to companies. They lend to smaller banks. They lend to countries. Those are the commercial banks, and they loan money at an interest rate that is set. Okay, to in those interest rate, what we call discount rate. Okay, so those are for commercial bank. In what does that do? When they lend money, they make loan to those commercial bank, they increase the money supply. So when they increase the money supply, the value of money decreases. So you need to understand that. When the Fed give loans to commercial banks at a low interest, they call discount rate, what happened? The banks themselves, they can make loan available to the smaller bank at a lower rate. So those a smaller bank, which is your community bank, those are the banks when we go take a loan to buy a car, they be able to let us borrow money at a lower interest rate. That's mean the value of money decrease, then the interest rate is lower, that you and I, we can, when we go to buy to get a personal loan, when we go to get a car loan, when we're trying to get a mortgage, we be able to go to a community bank, local bank, to be able to do those things. This is all controlled by the Fed, right? You don't even know that the Fed is behind the scene. The Fed is the monster you can't see. This is why, for investors and traders, this is important. Every time the Fed chairman speaks, the market move. There's movement in price in the market. If you're in the currency market, if you're a trader, if you're trading currency, every time the Fed speaks, you know that price will go crazy. People will sell and buy. Okay, that's make price move up and down. Press conference. Every time the Fed has a press conference, every trader, every investor is paying attention to see when interest is gonna go up and down. That's mean when the value of the dollar gonna go up and down. Now, because of it, the market will go up or down. If you're a stock trader, the stock will go up and down. You have to pay attention to what the Fed is saying to you. Okay, Powell is the Fed chairman right now. Okay, so if you don't know, go find out. Okay, so the Fed is one of the most important institutions in the world, also in the US, because they know how they can move the market.